Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Operation Babylift, the 50-year journey. This came out, imagine, a little after April 2025 this year. It is a 25-minute episode. It's. I think it's meant to be a season. There's one episode of it, so maybe there's more to it coming later or other topics. It's a 2020 special edition, special documentary kind of thing from ABC News, and it talks about something I didn't know about. I've been around for a while, and as a kid growing up, I lived in a very rural place on the East Coast, and the only kids that I knew that weren't white were people who were brought over, children who were brought over from Vietnam, Cambodia, and things like that due to the Vietnam War. Some people in my neighborhood, people I knew fairly well, adopted these kids. Sometimes they became brothers from different families, from different countries, and raised them. One of them graduated with me, and so it was unusual for us to have somebody who wasn't white, believe it or not, in our school from a very young age. But also imagine how weird it must be growing up and seeing nobody else like you, nobody who looks like you, and knowing that you don't look like your parents or your siblings or anything else, and trying to find acceptance and understanding of who you are in the world. Well, this is the story of Operation Babygate. As the Vietnam War was winding down, Gerald Ford was president. Nixon had just gotten the boot, or quit, I should say. Quit and then pardoned. But Gerald Ford was president at the time. I was very young. And so these kids were being airlifted out of Vietnam because Vietnam was about to fall pretty hard. We weren't doing great ourselves on this side of the war, but things were going poorly, and there are a number of babies in orphanages, and some of them weren't orphans yet. They were just given up to get out of the country so they wouldn't die. And the U.S. brought in planes, and they first started with a cargo plane that was meant for cargo. They started just strapping babies to pillows together and then putting them in a seat. Babies, infants, and some weeks old, some months old, some barely toddlers. And then the plane crashed. And they survived. Which, I don't know if they made it clear that everybody survived, but let's just say the doors just flew off, and then the front detached from the back. It was not there's not a great plane crash story, I don't think. Well, the Sully Sullenberg thing, they all got out of there, but still, that was just a small commuter plane, and they didn't go far. This is a plane that was meant to be in the air for a good long time, and it was full of babies. So that's just setting the stage. This is all about the people who survived, and not just from that, but also the many planes that came after it, including they changed it to Pan Am planes, I believe, after that. They just basically, the crew of those planes were basically just told by their captain, hey, guess what? We're all going to Vietnam, and we're going to rescue some babies. And at that time, stewardesses were just all pretty young women. They were all just like, okay, we're going to go rescue some babies. We don't got much choice. We're women in the early 70s. So, yeah, they rescued some babies. And this is the story of the reunion 50 years later. Again, these children were barely, not even 5 months old in many cases. And these now they're all 50 years old at least. And the people who rescued them that are still around, they are at this reunion. So they all get together, and you get to hear a number of the stories of their experiences and the lives they've gotten to lead thanks to this effort, to this big moment that saved their lives which is fantastic. So if you need a little something uplifting, something a little just a crazy story that we just don't tell, at least I had never heard it. Again, I was probably too young to even retain that kind of knowledge, but still, it was. Or I was just thinking about Star Wars a lot. It's possible. No, Star Wars didn't happen yet in '75. So yeah, I was too young. So yeah, definitely, if you're interested in this, it's a short little thing. It gives you a little insight into a very tragic and fraught period of our history. And it tells immigration stories. The people that, had to find a place in a new land with new parents. And some trying to find the people that had to let them go. So there's a little bit of everything in this, but it's a sweet story in the end, and a lot of people they express their thanks for the people who took care of them when they were so fragile, when they were so just in great danger. So only 25 minutes. It's worth checking out. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. 49. Okay. One of the good things about this is, we have a lot more documentaries than anything else. We have 10 shorts left, not counting the Disney 70th anniversary stuff. We have barely 10 or 11 movies and around a dozen series left, and everything else is documentaries or reality shows, which there's more and more all the time, or they're like concerts and stuff like that from K-pop groups or Taylor Swift. I don't know. It's just a bunch of different things. So the good thing is that we have a lot of documentaries and things like that, but there's a good variety of them. So this one, I don't know where it came from. I think it might be also on Hulu, but it is also on Disney Plus without the help of Hulu, which is, I don't count those. So we're going to watch this. I kind of know a little bit about it, but I'll learn a lot, I imagine, tomorrow. Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup. From what I know, this is not a thing you'd expect to find on Disney Plus. I don't know. We'll find out. Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.